So the summer transfer window is really starting to heat up now. Matthijs De Ligt is being heavily linked with Manchester United. We are in talks. I'm going to run through the full story of De Ligt to Manchester United and the 4 questions I think all United fans have got around the price, around the wages, around the injuries, and also his quality. Is he the right fit? You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do drop a like in this video. I'm looking forward to properly covering this summer, which is now really going to get started. Now, I think the first question a lot of you are going to have is, well, Sam, you said the other week that Bayern Munich and Real Madrid rarely sell players and go on to regret it. That's pretty much true. I think somebody mentioned in the comments about Toni Kroos being one that they did, and I think that's a pretty fair point. But what Bayern Munich seemingly are deciding to do is sign one of their rivals' best players and sell De Ligt. Jonathan Tah, they're looking to sign him from Bayer Leverkusen. It's very much what Bayern Munich do, by the way, all the time in the league. And they didn't win the league for the first time in, 11 years last year? I don't know how many times they've won in a row. But that's what Bayern Munich are deciding, seemingly on doing. Selling De Ligt and replacing him with a rival's centre-back. Now, in terms of how this story has developed, right? De Ligt has been linked with a move away from Bayern Munich pretty much all season long. He's had injury problems this season, which I will speak about there. But this is Fabrizio Romano back in Feb. De Ligt situation remains one to watch for the summer. Go fast forward here. Tuchel on De Ligt and De Ligt being disappointed. We have 4 centre-backs and they all compete for spots. Remember, of course, that only last summer, Bayern Munich signed Kim Min-jae, who Man United were linked with. We decided that we were going to spend that money on Mason Mount. And let's move on to this conversation here. De Ligt speaking about his future here back in March, saying, I'm not thinking about anything like that. I'm happy at Bayern Munich, as is always the case. A bit like Ronaldo saying, oh, only God knows. And no, he knew. He knew he was going around Madrid. And then we fast forward to June, where we get to now, where Manchester United are seriously considering a move for De Ligt. And it's actually moved further on than that. And we can have a conversation around the price of De Ligt and the wages. 2 of the big questions I said at the start of the video. David Ornstein said, look, no club talks had yet taken place. They now have since. Fabrizio Romano following up the exact same thing, right? Even though Man United are in Champions League football, that doesn't matter to him. That won't stop him making a move. Now, Mike Ravage from The Telegraph out in Holland reporting this. The Man United have made the proposal. A 5-year contract offer to Matthijs De Ligt to sign him from Bayern Munich. He's saying that Ten Hag's already held conversations with him on the phone, several telephone conversations. He's been made a top priority, right? So he wasn't the first centre-back on the list, that's for sure. We already know that was Jared Branthwaite. In terms of who we contacted first, personal terms were already agreed and the bid's gone in. But if Everton really aren't going to budge, United are looking elsewhere. And it seems like De Ligt is certainly high up that list. The Athletic, following up from that, is from Dan Sheldon. United are in talks with Bayern Munich over a possible transfer. The Athletic first revealed the interest on June the 28th, and now the formal discussions are opened. So it's gone from Man United not really being linked with De Ligt, just being one of those names on the list, to Manchester United being in direct talks and offering a contract to De Ligt within the space of 3 days. So it really has accelerated quite a lot. And I expect Manchester United's window, from now, the 1st of July, it's really going to accelerate. Dan Ashworth, I've already done a video on that. You know how excited I am about the idea that we're going to have, an actual genuine sporting director. But De Ligt, for me, as I said, I think there are 4 questions that all United fans are going to kind of be asking around this. Number 1, what's the price? I think Jared Branthwaite would be a very good signing if the price made sense for Manchester United, given our budget and given how much we think he's worth. That looks unlikely at this point. I think Everton will hold on to Branthwaite and probably sell him next summer for around about the same price, if not more, depending on his development. Now, Florian Plettenberg from Sky Sports Germany saying this. The Bayern Munich have set the price for De Ligt and are demanding at least 50 million euros plus bonus payments. No official offer from Manchester United just yet. 50 million euros, what's that? It's around about 42 million pounds. We had a conversation about this live on the show this morning. If Man United could get a deal around 40 million, and then look, bonuses don't really matter that much. Like, Chelsea get an extra 5 mil from Man United for Mason Mount if we win the Champions League with him in the team. I'm fine with that. Bring De Ligt in for around about 40 million pounds. Add in bonuses if we win the Premier League. It's fine. If we win the Premier League, he's played a big part of it. Bonus payments are not too fussed about. And if we get it for around about 40 million, I don't really think price is too much of an issue. In terms of wages, yeah, it's definitely going to be a problem. This is from Capology, who I use as I always say this when I look at wages. This can't be taken as gospel, but this is the closest that we have to information on how much these players are actually on. And De Ligt, man, Bayern Munich have got big old wages, man. Jeez. Anyway, De Ligt is down there on around about 300,000 euros a week. So whatever that translates to, what, 260, 270? Thereabouts, 25% more. Well, no, a third more than Kim Min-jae. That's a lot of dough. That would have to come down. For the wages to not be an issue, that would have to be below 200,000. So we'd have to take a wage cut. So that would have to come to Manchester United. And in terms of the offer, that according to Mike Bavaria has already gone in. So we've already agreed, well, not agreed. We've already offered him a contract, 5-year contract. The wages have got to come down. Injuries, right? He had a bit of a rough patch last season. I think that's a fair way to say it. He missed how many games overall? 4 injuries over 80 days, missed 20 games. Prior to that, only missed 5 games in the season before, 2 games in the season before that. And then look, 28 games in 2020 to 21. Was that at Ajax? No, it was on Juve. Shoulder injury. That's the big one there that did it for him. I think the concern I would have would be, is it the same knee and the same ligament? Is that the issue that keeps repeating itself? I think it's fair to have questions around the injuries. And in terms of quality, ultimately, there's no point signing a player if they're not good enough to play for Manchester United. We already know that De Ligt would know the Ten Hag system inside out. He's 24, right? Which I suppose would be a question there about the age profile. I mean, from a profile perspective, I mean, you already know that it would fit like a glove. We already know that he could play the Ten Hag system. We already know that Ten Hag would trust him. And we already know that on paper, that could be a pretty phenomenal partnership. If, of course, they both stay fit. Look, big up to Parry. Even got the new kit in. Jeez. Now, if that isn't worth you dropping a like on the video, I don't really know what is. But I'm not particularly worried about his quality. Okay? I don't think that's even a question. It's whether the injuries would get in the way of that. It's whether he would fit our new wage structure. And it's whether or not Manchester United can get the right price for him. If we do get the right price and we do get his wages down and his body stays fit, then it could be an incredible signing. It really could be, right? It's just whether or not you think that risk wouldn't be worth taking. And this is, I mean, this you can argue about any transfer, right? We could argue about Jared Branthwaite. Sure, he wouldn't have the injury problems, but then the money will be too much. There are always risks with any transfer. It's just whether or not you think that the risks for De Ligt make sense for Manchester United to go after him. And we have gone after him. As I confirmed over here, Man United are now in club-to-club talks. Reports from Holland suggesting that we've already given a contract offer, 5 years. Don't know how much that's on. We'll find out, I suppose, of course, across the course of the week. This one's moving fast. You let me know what you think about De Ligt. Yes or no, type it in the comments. And as I said, do please drop a like on the video, because I've got a feeling that July's going to be a little bit busy here on United People's TV. So strap yourselves in.